in the boss squad. I'm gonna get mine. Go do the crime. If you can't do the time, don't tell me how you all be down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown. It's your fool, bitch. So just step back. I'm mad that when I come down straight, I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell. And I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who do you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll. I'm back on the scene. It's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. For what people stay, they sweat. For today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't trust the lie that you know is mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll.
Trouble time. Get something in your rhythm. 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 Trouble time. Get something in your rhythm.
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? 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 Who you wanna roll with?
And the crowd goes wild.
That was fun.
Nice.
That was fun.
It was like it appeared that Lefty, you didn't mute me.
Hey, look at this.
Yeah.
What's shaking?
I have to mute you, otherwise the song gets all screwed up. It gets all weird. Like
I muted myself. I hit that
muted
little button
myself
right
and I
there.
lip
Right
synced.
there.
He doesn't follow directions sometimes. He's his own.
No, it's more like dyslexic with directions. You know, it's I don't know how that works.
Me
All right, well,
either.
I got a pad and paper, so you tell me what you need me to write down. I'll give you cue cards.
Ooh, I'd like that. Hey, that would work.
Look
too,
at you. You are on your game today. And hey, I can't talk.
Well,
This
I
is
got
not bad.
all of this. I got all this sativa stuff, from
High
Boterra
times.
yesterday. No, Boterra.
Boterra.
Yeah.
Who and where are they?
It's this place that's right down the street from AYR on 22 in Union.
Is that the that smoke shop where you could get like products from other states?
No, it's a rec dispensary.
Okay, because there's a place in Union around there that you could get like.
You mean Puff City or whatever it is in that upstairs thing by the diner?
I have no idea. All I know is it's on 22.
Then there's Lemon 22. There's that. That's down the street from there.
How many dispensaries?
A lot.
Are there? Yeah, I know. It's sort of like the days of it was a big deal when a new one opened up in an area that didn't have one yet, and I'm like, I didn't hear it out one. I didn't hear it out.
There's over 300 now. I think it's like 310 or something.
Man.
Then they have Fresh. They have Urge. They have Zen Leaf. They have Joy Leaf. They have Cura Leaf. They have Green Leaf.
Oh,
And then
well.
Plantibus is nearby.
Plantivist, and they got Boterra now opening up one in Rawway.
Fresh has their own dispensary.
Yeah, that
I
one's in
think in
Elizabeth on
Elizabeth.
Route 1. Yeah,
I looked for it. I
there's
couldn't
like
find
8
it.
of them. There's like it's right on the corner. As you go over the bridge by the McDonald's.
Oh, it's on that side? The McDonald's side?
No, the other side.
Oh, so you got to go after you go over the bridge. You
You
go
gotta
under that tunnel and go around. Okay,
And
good
it's
to know.
right before you get to that next light. It's like right there.
Thanks. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like a big green building. Like I looked at it and I'm like, wait a minute. This was never here before. And I'm like, oh shit, it's a dispensary. Wow.
How's things going with you, Mr. Lefty? You're on mute.
I muted you.
Sorry. I'm looking at something here. I think that may interest everyone.
Do tell.
Is the Hatter opening up?
No, one of our former guests from a couple of weeks ago was speaking today. Let me bring him up here. Hold on. This is interesting. I haven't watched this yet. I'm eating some medicated popcorn though, by the way, which is lovely.
Really?
Mm. All right. Can you see this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That looks like Mr. Bridgewater.
Yes,
It
it
sure
does.
Let's go back.
That's
to
your
the
favorite guy.
Oh my God. You don't even know.
I do. That's why I said.
I love this man beyond belief.
He's-
And
Mr.
I'm really
Saeed
hoping.
will give you instructions on how to raise
He's turning
your
into a
hand
gray
during
beard, I
function,
noticed.
He is.
And then how to unmute yourself. With that, Mr. Saeed, can you please call on our first speakers?
Thank you, Chairwoman.
Saeed.
As a reminder, public speakers during this afternoon's public comment period will be limited to 3 minutes. Please be respectful and concise during your comments.
Whoa, that guy's scary.
The first person I have on the list is Leo Bridgewater, if you're in the room.
Mic check, mic check.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Good afternoon. My name is Leo Bridgewater. I live at 133 Jackson Street, Trenton, New Jersey.
Ugh.
I'll bring that bass.
I came here today because I wanted to say a few words about the chair. And my first thought was it was expanded because as I sat there, I'm looking at everybody who's a commissioner now. Krista, you're the last.
He's so cute.
And I want to say, Diana, when I first met Diana, she was a counsel for the ACLU. And having seen many a battle between Diana Waynu and Senator Ron Rice and so forth, I can tell you that she is a day one. But then I look to the left and then I see Jackie. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Really? Another day one. Then I look to the right and then I see Harris. And I'm like, wow, this is what we were fighting for. And then I see Commissioner Matt and great Jamaican dinner when we had and talked, you know, and then looking at Krista and realizing, dang, she's the longest serving because she's the first to be appointed to the chair, to the commission. So this is, Diana, you're leaving us in good hands. I have supreme confidence. I mean, you know, Chris, Executive Director Riggs is okay. No, I'm kidding. He's been great. And I want to say to the commissioners, those who are new to the staff, to the chair, lean on this staff. Lean on them. As someone who has done business outside of the state of New Jersey, I can tell you the work that has been done here has opened doors for me. I'm like the prodigal son. I have to go away in order to be appreciated about what's happening here. And everywhere I go, the word that I get is, how did you guys do what you did in New Jersey? And that's from Missouri to Maryland to California to Las Vegas. It's the same question. How did you all do it? You know, we went from hypothetical and theory to practical application. And it's nostalgic for me because When I first met Diana, I was a newlywed and only had one. Harris, that little boy you met in the State House is now 6'3" and a freshman at TCNJ. Jackie, that little baby you met is now a junior sensei who's getting ready to test for his black belt. So these years that you were tossing out, Diana, these are like dog years. Krista, all this is like dog years. The advice of the thick skin that you must have. It is true. Harris, I know you know it because you saw her go through it with Senator Rice and so forth, as well as myself. And so I just want to say the best thank you. A debt of gratitude is owed to you. There will never be another end of prohibition on cannabis in New Jersey ever again. So this is not duplicable. I'm so proud of the work that you have done.
Yes,
so
I was thinking the same thing.
You doing that work, and I am even prouder of this commission and the hands that you left us in, and to the staff. That's the secret sauce that no one can account for. It's the staff. They are why we are where we are right now. Thank you, and thank you for your service.
Ooh, that's not good.
I know him, right?
I was there.
Yeah. Lefty Amino,
next
when
person.
he didn't know shit. and man, I'll tell you, he's been there all along.
He's incredible. He really is. And I really, really want that strain back. Bridge H2O. Oh my God. You want to talk about an anti-anxiety strain?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Johnny. Duplicable. I thought when he said that, I'm like, that's right. I had to fact check him for a second.
I am here. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak. My name is Patricia Grimsley, and I am representing Lifted Jersey LLC. I'm here for one reason: to ask this board to help ensure New Jersey's social equity cannabis program fulfills its promise, not only in policy, but in practice. Nearly 3 years ago, we were awarded a conditional social equity license. Since then, we have followed, and that's my son, the CEO. Since then, we have followed all rules. We pursued a municipal partnership in good faith and invested significant personal resources to open a compliant, community-centered business in Roselle. Yet today, we remain stalled. After receiving encouragement from township officials, we secured a location, signed a lease, and invested in architectural and compliance-related work. 6 months later, during a planning review, we were told that the site was suddenly ineligible because of its proximity to a field owned by a school. That was information that should have been identified at the outset. That reversal left us bearing the financial burden of a process we trusted. To date, we have spent more than $90,000 with no clear path to converting to an annual license. Our municipal resolution remains in limbo. Communications have been inconsistent, and our application is under review with little transparency. Meanwhile, well-resourced operators appear to be able to move forward, raising serious concerns about whether social equity applicants are being prioritized. This feels less like an equity pathway and more like navigating barriers the program was meant to remove.
Ding.
We are not asking for special treatment. We are asking for fair access to the pathway we were promised. What we now need is support in 3 areas. First, help facilitate or expedite the review with the Borough of Roselle. The second is coordinated technical support from state partners to help us identify a viable path forward. And third, flexibility with our seed equity grant timelines, so we are not penalized for delays outside of our control. Lifted Jersey is ready to open, hire locally, and invest back in the community. We simply need the system to work with us rather than against us. And I thank you so much for your time and consideration.
Isn't Joy Leaf in Roselle?
Sure is. That's where I'm sitting right now. Why do you
Thank you,
think I don't
Patricia.
have a license?
The next person I have on the list is
I
Jessie
said
Marie
today-
Villers.
I couldn't find a place because they wouldn't tell me where it was legal for me to open up a delivery service.
But Joy Leaf is the shining star of
Good
Roselle.
afternoon.
Well, that's
Thank you for the
because
opportunity to
Elizabeth
speak
is right
today.
here
My name is
and
Jessie
Joy
Marie
Leaf is right
Villers,
here.
owner and CEO of Baked by the River in Lambertville, New Jersey. I'm here to express concern about some of the hemp-derived products being sold in New Jersey dispensaries, as well as ongoing issues with testing lab consistency in the regulated market. One of the core goals of legalization was to create opportunities for New Jersey-based cannabis businesses and ensure that products sold to consumers are safe and accurately tested. However, with hemp-derived products now widely available in dispensaries, I believe more needs to be done to create a fair and equitable market for New Jersey hemp farmers and CRC licensed manufacturers. We have incredible hemp farms in the state that have followed the rules and are committed to producing high-quality organic products. Yet many of these farmers currently lack a viable pathway to the regulated market. At the same time, most hemp-derived products on dispensary shelves are coming from out-of-state manufacturers with limited transparency on sourcing and production practices. This is deeply concerning to me as someone who does my due diligence to follow up on safe and organic farming and manufacturing practices for the products I feature on shelf. These are out-of-state hemp brands that are not held to the same standards as New Jersey regulated businesses. These are products that dispensaries can order and get delivered to their front door after being shipped from out of state and then sell as accessories. At dispensaries, we're not able to sell a bottle of water, but if that water is infused with a synthetic Delta-8 cannabinoid, we can sell as many as we want. Dispensaries are able to put those products on display for customers to grab themselves and openly advertise these products in ways that we are not allowed to do for New Jersey-based products on our shelves. I'm not opposed to that level of destigmatized open advertising and availability of products, but I am opposed to the uneven playing field this creates that disadvantages local operators. I also want to strongly encourage the Commission to address inconsistencies in cannabis testing. It was concerning to see reports from months ago of certain labs showing near zero failure rates for contaminants like yeast and mold over extended periods. As someone ordering product weekly, I need confidence that test results are consistent and reliable across all labs. Lab shopping, whether to achieve higher THC results or avoid failures, undermines trust and gives an unfair advantage to some operators. I urge the Commission to take meaningful action to ensure accountability and consistency in testing standards, whether that be through supporting Bill A1291 or creating consequences for problematic testing labs that actually require them to change their procedures rather than additional training. Finally, I'd like to briefly address home cultivation. While I understand this is outside the Commission's direct authority, I believe supporting home grow is essential for true access and equity. There is no strong justification for continuing to prohibit it. I encourage the CRC to support the current home grow cultivation bills and be a meaningful representative on how cultivation makes perfect sense alongside a regulated cannabis market. Then I wanted to say special thanks to Chairwoman Renu. I'm grateful for the meaningful policies for equity and diversity that you helped create and foster. It helped businesses like mine have the opportunity to be a part of this industry. While I've not always agreed with the actions of the CRC, I've always been grateful to know that you are the chair and would be willing to hear out concerns. Seeing a woman at the head of the CRC has always been something that's inspired me since day one. So thank you for your time and for your consideration.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, Jesse.
You know, and that
the
was
next
like
person I have on the list is Martha Figaro.
Oh, butter cake.
2 in a row now, but just before Jessie Marie, fair access to the pathway. And I love the phrase.
Hello, my name is Mata Figaro. I'm a Class 2 manufacturer and the co-founder of Camp Empowerment.
I had the floor.
Last month, I already gave Diana her flowers, so we'll skip that and get straight to business today. I've been operating here since 2023, legally, might I add, because I did come from the legacy market. And the first product that Camp Empowerment was able to bring to market was the oral dissolvable strips. If anybody remembers that, it was like the Listerine strip. It was truly something remarkable for the market. Sadly, I'm here today to let you know that that's not an investment that I can even maintain because of regulation and statute that don't meet the practical realities of manufacturing today. And unfortunately, I'm having the same issues with baked goods. But honestly, excuse me, I'm a little on my nerve because I really care about this today. The reason why I'm here is because the NJEDA actually invested in my company through a state-supported program. And I used that money to help bring New Jersey's first canned THC beverages to life. Just so you guys really hear that. And I want you to know that I'm not here to say it's us versus hemp or cannabis versus hemp. That's not what this is about. Right now, we really have an issue in which regulations are stopping me from winning just as much as the hemp players do. The framework is putting CRC licensed cannabis manufacturers at a structural disadvantage. Under these new laws that are passing on the other side, intoxicating hemp beverages may continue to be sold by certain alcohol licensees and also by CRC regulated dispensaries. This legislation also removed the requirement that hemp beverages be stored behind the counter. So that means that they could be displayed openly where customers can see them first, while I and my products are held behind a vault. This practice means that what's happening for hemp is very fair and it's awesome and it's great. Congratulations to them, but it honestly is not economically advantaging me or other cannabis manufacturers in this space. That category, they get to operate with broader commercial flexibility while we carry the burden of the CRC framework. Respectfully, I'm asking the commission to evaluate the regulatory adjustments that would allow CRC licenses, CRC cannabis beverages in particular, to compete fairly during this transitional period. There is a lot of money at stake. This could be a $10 to $14 million situation if you allowed us to compete against each other and not the hemp market. $8 to $12 million in potential cannabis beverage revenue is being displaced from this regulated market that I left the legacy market for. Let me remind you of that. So I know I just ran out of time. What I need for you guys is to assess what's happening in the real world, make it practical so that operators like myself can continue to invest in this state with the money that the state has invested in us.
Oh, that was good.
That beeping noise was their timer. I thought that was my hearing aid.
The next person on the list is Kristen Fowler.
I'm like, damn it, I got to change the battery.
Yeah, right.
Hello, my name is Kristen Fowler, and thank you for the opportunity to submit my public statement. I work as a technical IPM consultant for Cooper Biological. My territory covers Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and as of right now, Colorado as well. A little bit about me: I have 2 bachelors in fields of biology and ornamental horticulture and over 20 years of experience. For the last 5.5 years, I have worked in the field of IPM for both cannabis and ornamental growers. Cooper's a unique company in that we focus on the use of beneficial insects and microbial products to target and treat for insect pests and diseases. We are an international company, and we work in every crop imaginable and provide growers with ecological and sustainable solutions. Currently, I work with about 20 different cultivators within my territory and over a dozen of them being in the state of New Jersey. Collectively, I, along with my team of associates, we work with numerous MSOs as well as locally owned and independent cultivators. Even though I live in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, represent baked, New Jersey has become a second home to me as all the different times that I cross the Delaware to work with my growers. I'm here today submitting this comment on behalf of those growers who are busy doing the hard work today. As you are aware, New Jersey cannabis cultivators are not allowed to use any EPA registered products or pesticides. All applied products must be in the 25B category. 25B products may include mainly oil-based products as well as citric acid and isopropyl alcohol. These ingredients act as suppressants and work on a contact basis. As certain pest and fungal diseases arise in a crop in New Jersey, cannabis growers have an extremely limited toolbox to treat for these issues in a curative manner. There are diseases, they are merely a Band-Aid on the problem. Over the last 5 years, we've seen pests like root aphids and, more importantly, Forodon, which is so-called cannabis aphid, take hold in facilities and cause extremely damaging results. I personally have seen facilities have to do full cleanouts of entire rooms, if not the whole facility, and shut down portions of cultivation due to quarantine and isolation to prevent the spread of diseases to other regions. In the humid, wet spring and summer months, diseases like powdery mildew can spread throughout the canopy like wildfire. This can lead to growers having to do multiple sprays each time a week and leads to further concerns of moisture control within the crop. This also leads to an increase in labor and material costs, not to mention grower burnout as the physicality of it all. Climbing up and down the scaffolding of a two-tiered flower room is not a simple task and is not for the weak of heart. Since cannabis is federally regulated by each state, every state has their own rules. In recent years, Massachusetts was the only other 25B state and has recently laxed its regulations on a as-needed permit. Pennsylvania currently has a submission period for growers to submit products for approval in the state. There are solutions that are safe and sound and have been proven safe for use in both hemp as well as tobacco.
No, there isn't.
And I think it would be really awesome for the state to actually to be able to give the growers more tools in their toolbox. Again, I'm kind of at a loss sometimes. I would like to be able to provide viable solutions for them. I know this is not exactly, most people don't ask for pesticides, but there are biologically derived alternatives that they could use to solve some serious issues to provide a better, safe, and secure product for the market. And I would be glad to work and consult with anyone and talk later about these options. So thanks again for your time.
Thank you, Kristen.
I don't want pests.
I'm going to now move on to
my flowers. Grow better.
Move on to the.
Yeah, I couldn't follow some of it because this is my testing of the new product that I've acquired. It
You're doing
passed me.
R&D, huh?
Well, I had to catch my wandering mind a couple times, but
I got some Taco Cat.
Ooh.
Oh, Taco Cat.
Right?
Say it backwards.
Isn't it the same?
It's just you should have just turned around and said it, and then turned back around.
I had to look at it because my brain don't work backwards.
Mine does.
Well, good for you, Jim.
Yeah. Okay, come on, people.
So this was a hot mess.
Yeah, just grow cleaner cannabis. You don't need to spray your plants down. Clean the people going into your rooms.
The thing is, how much of the New Jersey grow is indoor?
Almost all of it.
Who was that spoke right after Leo? Fair access to the pathway.
I don't know.
That was a lady from Roselle.
Yeah.
Her license is being blocked.
I had to.
And why is it being blocked?
Because this town don't like doing things. They have the one place over there that's making money. They have another place on the other side of town that hasn't opened yet. And then, like I said, they didn't even approve Class 6 licenses for delivery in my town. And that's what I wanted. And I was begging them. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I want my delivery license. Oh, we're not doing that.
Do any of the dispensaries themselves deliver?
Sure, Joy Leaf does. That's what pisses me off.
Thank you. I don't know. There's something there that's kind of
no shit, Sherlock.
Smelly.
Come on now. I've fished that I fished that out a long time ago. That's why my license is still sitting on the counter over here. That's what I was looking for.
Showing other states how an adult use program can work with hemp farmers. If all states follow New Jersey's path, where will your manufacturers get the hemp inputs that they are currently bringing in over state lines for their products? Jersey needs to do better for farmers that weren't breaking laws. I feel like you guys are false advertising cannabis businesses. You have THC businesses. Cannabis is full spectrum THC, CBD, CBG. That's like walking into a hardware store and all you could buy is nails. That would be a nail store. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to finish off by saying, the state went from arresting dealers to being the dealer. At least try to be a good dealer. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
The next person I have on the list is
and no medical patient should be taxed in any dispensary.
James DeJohn Thompson. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. And just as a reminder, it's *9 to raise your hand and *6 to speak. James DeJohn Thompson. All right,
About
I don't see that
6'9".
person. The next person is Catherine Burgos. Catherine Burgos.
Probably burger.
If you're in the room,
but
please
no.
raise your hand. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Chief Vincent Mann. If you're in the room, please raise your hand.
Chief Smoke
Chief
'em.
Vincent Mann. I don't see that person. The next person is Andrea Rabel. If you're in the room, please raise your hand. Okay, I
He's
see you,
going a little
Andrea.
quick.
Because there ain't no one in the room.
Yeah, that's true.
Andrea, you have the floor.
Oh.
Hello. My name is Andrea Rabel. I'd like to welcome the new commissioner, and I'd like to say I appreciate your opening statements. I agree that we're getting to phase 2 of the CRC. We're moving from rolling out the program to finally refining the program. But I do have one more comment related to phase 1 before I want to move on and talk about refining. I need to take a minute to give Chairwoman Wainu her flowers. Your composure and resilience is admirable. You're tough in a good way. You have to be to stand up a multi-million-dollar market and still hold space for patients. People are quick to notice when things go wrong, but they take for granted all the things that went right. Even having the ability to testify remotely today was an accomplishment under your leadership. You faced pressure, tough decisions, novel situations, heavy scrutiny. It could be argued that I'm one of the sources of pressure and scrutiny, which is why it's important for me to take the time to say this. I am tough on your industry because you built an industry strong enough to take it. As a patient, I couldn't risk raising concerns if it would kill the industry or send legalization backwards. I wouldn't be asking to keep building on a foundation that I didn't believe in. Cannabis progress has been a fight every step of the way, from prohibition to now. This industry isn't simply shaped, it's forged, welded, and ground down into refinement. There are hard questions waiting to be addressed about hospital access, consistent labeling, safety, hemp. Where are patients going to get their full spectrum CBD? This isn't going to be easy, but I need to acknowledge that Commissioner Wainu, Commissioner Nash, the staff, everyone who's been here for years, you helped make it possible. So thank you for embracing discomfort and encouraging your fellow commissioners to do the same. I hope we continue to see progress, and I wish you all of the luck in your next endeavors. Thank you.
Oh, don't waste
you,
your time.
Andrea.
She could have gone more.
That's
Got it done
the entire
early.
list. I'm just going to go over one more time for the people that didn't get a chance to speak.
People in the
Michael
back.
Odenwald.
Yeah.
I don't see Michael.
I mean, if nobody
Stephen
walked,
Canello.
nobody walked in, nobody
Stephen Canello.
walked in.
I don't see that person.
He didn't even look.
James DeJohn Thompson.
Watch his eyes.
James DeJohn Thompson.
I don't want to look at his eyes.
Catherine Burgos.
They're
See?
scary looking.
Yeah, I know.
Catherine Burgos.
Who is that guy?
I think he's an
Chief
I think
Vincent Mann.
Daniel Said.
Chief Vincent Mann. I don't see that
Daniel
person.
said. What Daniel say?
Daniel-san.
Chairwoman Wainu, this will conclude the registered speakers we have for today's public meeting.
When he said he did not see them in the room,
who spoke,
he
and
did not
shared
even
their
look up.
thoughts, their
Yeah.
experience.
Well, are they taking some remote though? They're talking about how to raise your hand. I assumed there was a remote testimony.
I hope so. Otherwise, I was real shitty.
Well, I mean, he could have been looking there for the yellow hand thing. It was, I don't know.
You see how big his eyes were? He didn't have to look up.
Yeah.
I thought they were pretty shifty looking myself.
Well, there you go. See, why would he have to look up? They shift on their own. He's one of those guys that got eyes in the back of his head, you know?
Yeah. He looked like he could referee an MMA fight or something, though. You know, I mean, he had that look. I mean, he'd have to get a little more up there, though. You know. Okay, I don't want anybody to disobey. That wouldn't work. You know. Stop it.
Sound like one of them lollipop kids. Lefty went underground. When he comes back, he's got to tell me what to do. Tell me what to do,
I'm
Lefty.
here.
Do I use this or what do I do?
I'm here. Bye. It's a full moon at the Lefty house.
Mm-hmm.
He's stuffing his face with them pierogies.
No, he's not. I haven't given it to him yet.
Oh, so why don't you meet me and then drop him off here, and then he can come to me to get them.
I'm gonna try to come. I don't have my Jeep back yet. Hopefully tomorrow. So
Okay.
maybe tomorrow night I get my Jeep back.
Okay. Otherwise, they go in. It goes in the freezer tomorrow. We've got Swedish meatballs and buttered noodles, mac and cheese, and pierogies.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm coming tomorrow at some point. I'm gonna try to get down to Edison, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
You love me in Edison. Well, the Republicans love me at least.
There aren't many in Edison.
I know. We must turn that town purple.
How about green? How about green?
Turn to green for sure.
They're already green with envy.
There are no dispensaries. None. Zip. Squat.
Are you surprised?
Do I look surprised?
No.
That is why there are 5 dispensaries in the 1.8 square mile town hush of Highland Park.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why there's only one dispensary open in Roselle, but like 3 or 4 tried to open.
Isn't there a breakwater or something around there?
Sure is. Breakwater had their medical building, and then now they have a rec and medical. And they were supposed to just be medical only. Look at how quickly they flipped.
I tell you something. When recreational became legal, the medical industry, they were like right here. You know, we got forgotten about very quickly. Like we went from being educated and you know, understanding a little better, and then all of a sudden recreational hit, and it's like
you know,
a free-for-all.
There's one good thing about Facebook. I could go back and get a timeline on when I started saying it's going to come through just medical dispensaries to begin with. They have no infrastructure for that. It's going to be right on by, you know, so there's no way to stop it, but at least there should be negotiable things in the, you know, I mean, like, okay, medical patients could come between 8 and 10 in the morning, which was always kind of nice. I mean, I'd be going in the morning anyway, but that's a small concession. People didn't want to hear it. No. How could that not have been obvious? So that's what I like about Facebook. I go back 4 years or 4 and a half.
How many of those dispensaries got fined for that exact thing you're speaking of? Cureleaf got fined. Zenleaf, they got fined. Garden State Dispensary, they got fined.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's
Cureleaf never paid their fines.
You know, I give money to. I mean,
they make so much money that they don't need to. They had the whole South Jersey market,
and no home delivery during the pandemic, and I was really not happy about that at Cureleaf. And you know, I got shit from people. I can't say who.
Legacy.
No. I got from Cureleaf because of my announced plans to start bringing this to people's attention by parking on the road, right by there, the doorway in, you know, and that I would be able to call people over and have a chat. I was going to make a big deal about it. And, well, actually, Yeah, I could say the Coalition for Medical Marijuana, an organization I co-founded. I got a fair amount of, let's just call it blowback on that, but it was all about, no, it's not on their property. It's right there. I do have the right to stand there and talk to people going by on the sidewalk, you know? I can walk on the sidewalk around to where the line goes out around the corner and talk to people there too. But all about home delivery, because it was finally allowable to do so. Yeah, I got a.
And there was no rollout.
Yeah. Well, I got a nice picture of the signs that I had. Whenever I'd go there, I'd park and I put a sign on my car while I was there, you know. And I took Mary Pangburn there one day, and it was just kind of fun to get that picture and then send it to them. And they're all pissed off because it was, you know, their parking lot. So well, fucking sue me, you know.
They might. They're Curaleaf.
Yeah, well, you know, if they want to see if there's blood in a stone, they could try, you know. You know, talking about somebody who hasn't had plastic or a bank account in 2 decades. Come find me if you can, you know. Have that part done right.
I don't have a bank account, and I don't use Facebook either.
I really am going to be expressing that patients deserve fair access to the pathway to having a hearing for this bill after 5 years. They need a pathway, you know, and a viable pathway.
It's enough already.
That's just like that's just like saying, okay, tell us what. Now I'm seeing things, and I don't want to talk about it in depth at the national scale. Well, you got to make your case. You know, you can't just keep. And it's sort of like, no, yes, make your case why this shouldn't happen. It's healthcare, and people. When I say they're suffering, I don't think there's a lot of respect given to how this depletes patients' finances, not being able to home grow.
The argument's going to come back at you that, you know, home grow is not a cheap investment either. You
know what? That's the patient's deal. That's anybody that wants to home grow. Don't be telling them what they can and can't do, and don't be telling them what you think they're capable of. They might be smarter, and it only takes one, you know. Give me the number of how many patients would have to benefit from this. Or if it doesn't benefit 100 patients, fuck it.
No,
there is no number.
No.
And it's 5 goddamn years, you know? It's so anyway.
I just want to be able to grow my own and then take it and then bring it to a processor, and then they come out and then they, you know, they give me a little jar. They're like, here you go, here's your concentrate.
Oh, wouldn't that
you know,
be
like
nice,
like they do in Maine. You can go and take you grow like 3-4 pounds or a pound or whatever of medicine. Then you're like, oh, you go to the processor, the same one that Curaleaf uses, and you be like, hey, Mr. Processor, sir, I'd like to process my flour into concentrates. And he's like, sure, no problem.
Wow.
It'll be $150 a pound.
I don't know. I mean, that sounds good to me. I don't know about the numbers, but that sounds like everybody wins.
How much does it come out to a concentrate? If you
maybe get like an ounce or two. No, it's like a 30% return.
Okay.
Man.
That's not horrible.
No, it's not.
No,
but
not at all.
Again,
Like
if you're somebody like me that knows what they're doing, but doesn't have a lab, but would have access to a lab like other states do with home grow, you can go and get your products tested like the other lady we had on here with the RSO getting hers tested so she knows what's in it.
Yeah.
Why don't we have that? You know?
Absolutely. Well, I know there is a oh God, Jim.
Well, go and try. Go try to take flour that you have, whether you bought it on the street, bought it at the dispensary, or whatever,
or out of the vending machine at a gas station.
Sure, and then go try and get it processed into maybe you don't know how to make pre-rolls. You wanted that, or maybe you want hash, or you want RSO, but all you have is just flour.
Mhm. No, I get it. I get it. And like I said, if they charge $150 a pound, no bark. They charge you $150 for a pound, and you come out with 2 ounces of concentrate. You're better off than if you're buying it at the dispensary. There's no way in hell you're going to get 2 ounces for $150. Like,
And you had total control over growing it and what went into it, the light, the air.
What is that testing company that's affiliated with the New Jersey Home Grow? Elucid?
I have no idea.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I stopped following everything when, I found out how difficult the town is and the state is to get your license put through.
It's crazy.
Like, you need to have a physical location that's in a zone in order to have a delivery license. But yet all I am is a DoorDash for the dispensary. I wouldn't have my own product here. I would have to go, knock on the door, give them a slip. Okay, I'm delivering for Jim. And then I take his delivery and I go bring it to his door, ring his doorbell, scan his card. Boop, boop, boop.
Cake. And also if patients who use a topical like balm for pain relief, you don't have to be a master grower to grow something that'll take away your pain.
Sure.
You need a magical butter machine and be able to follow directions, and that will work. But that doesn't mean that. What it means is you may have more money to then purchase something that you can't grow. And also, for a lot of people, it's not so much of exactly what it is, and it's sort of like anything. And so, sometimes for people that need it to keep themselves centered, it's like anything is going to be better than nothing. Not in an addictive way, in a necessary way.
Right.
And I know
no patient should suffer needlessly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. And it's that easy. And I would submit, every time I talk about this, I want to mention, don't fool yourself into thinking we grow anything. We help the plant grow. We're not God, It grows pretty much. You can't stop it. It's indigenous to pretty much every state, It's a weed. It's called an unwanted plant. So
it's a ragweed, actually.
But it's sort of like, they should realize there's no money to be had from the people I'm talking about. There isn't, So that's why I don't understand the bill that's for medical only, the 1758. That's not a threat to anybody making money, and the money is what screws it up to begin with. So it shouldn't apply here, But when you can't even be told by the powers that be what the viable pathway is to what so many other states have, how does that work in New Jersey? It all keeps coming down to something needs to be done that gets everybody's attention. Now, that comes to mind because, of course, it was the 28th anniversary of breaking the law in Washington with Cheryl. And doing that, leaving my parents home without telling them what we're going to do, and going and doing all that. And, and to take Cheryl there, she had like a remitting sort of mattress she had to be on because you don't get body sores, and it had a big old thing that kept it going and all. It was not an easy trip, and it took so much stuff that when I got packed, before we'd go, I'd get all ready and I'd get in the car and I'd go, "Oh, crackers? Yeah. You want something to drink?" Oh. And I had everything where I could get it while we're driving, Risking, of course, when you got the cups with the straw coming out And if you don't have your implanted on something, you got a head going like this and a straw going like this. It's like a jet refueler. It's like you gotta really pick your thing. Every now and then a nose hit, or something. A different kind of nose hit. But for all that, and it worked. What happened is that resolution was about to be voted on the first time they were dealing with this national panic they were having about, well, California already done it, and we got 2 other states, and it's going to follow. We need to have a resolution. And when I found out, I got a fax. I love saying that because that was the way it worked. And I thought it was a good resolution. Oh, look, there's going to be a resolution. And I found out it's to say that marijuana is a dangerous and addictive drug, and no state should legalize it for medical use. That was a resolution, and they expected no more than 50 no votes. That's where you wanted people to vote. No, it's not a dangerous and addictive drug, and it should. Yes. So
you know why I think they were saying that back then? Now that I think about it, like my eyes haven't been like dark red since I have stopped smoking dispensary weed, and I'm wondering if that's why, because of all the crap that dealers throw on street weed, and maybe that's why.
No,
they're saying it's so addictive.
No. Back then, it was that they didn't want this to become a national issue through states falling like dominoes. So it was California, and then it was Washington and Oregon, I think, not Colorado, but they could see it coming. So they wanted to, here's what we say, and they're sending a message to the states. Don't fucking do this, So when I heard out of 435 votes in the lower house that they were expecting no more than 50 to vote no, so when I suggested, because of that, I suggested, marijuana policy project, because Normal didn't take it seriously. I mean, you must get calls like that all the time. Yeah, she's real hard in a wheelchair, and we're going to eat, man, get arrested, want to make sure, it gets due. No, and nobody got back to me, So anyway, it worked out for that. But my point is that to do that then, it not only delayed the vote. As a matter of fact, we planned that like in less than 6 days from holy shit to getting there, and then a conference call talking with other people that were going to be there, and then meeting these people down there at 8 o'clock to get arrested the next day at 10 or 11 o'clock, Wow. It was like, and everything, all that. And they postponed the vote for 6 months. And then when they did vote on it, it had 110 no votes. It was still bad, but it was way better than they thought, and it delayed it, and it had reverberation in California, where there was 30 people, protesting the same guy that we were protesting, and it was just really great. So my point is on a smaller level now in New Jersey, something needs to happen to that effect. That needs to, a parallel track, and it needs to happen.
Let's write them a song, Jim.
Here it is. I used to like that in Living Color. David Allen Greer played the old guy, and he go, oh, I wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it is. And then he'd start singing, I love it, so. But anyway, that needs to pretty well happen, because it's just going to go all the way through another session otherwise. So I do have some ideas, and I'm only going to be Trump-like hinting at something, But I'd like to think something happens between now and say June 20th.
I thought you were going to say that the next election.
No, No, June 20th, and that's like 10 days before they need the budget to be balanced and submitted, which then begins their vacation. That with no state elections this year, they may come back a little bit before Labor Day, but otherwise it's summer vacation all the way through. Now, even that,
what a job.
The thing
Right?
is, I want the fuse lit to what will get the attention, yet still have all that time. It can be posted for a hearing way in advance. In other words, it can be scheduled to be posted for a hearing when they come back. That bill. And I hate to back it. What's that?
Yeah, but do they have the option to postpone it when they get back?
Postpone the hearing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, well, they can do anything they want, but they
do.
They can schedule it. Well, the guy that would be posting it, Joe Vitelli, greatly wants this freaking bill heard. He's a co-sponsor of the bill that's in his committee, and he didn't co-sponsor it until this year. He didn't co-sponsor the first three. That's a signal. He's really, really ready to do it takes, but it's about the Senate president and now a new administration. And I know they're working things out, but God, this is so easy. It's just like trying to establish proof that our governor is aware of the problem. That's the current has to happen. In other words, oh, I see your problem. I mean, because the culpable deniability she possesses to say, I did not know that. You can't say otherwise. But when you can revoke somebody's culpable deniability by making sure there's proof, an email that gets answered, except for the emails to her go through like a process. I can't.
Listen to what my good friend Leo Bridgewater said. Work with the staff. The staff are the backbone.
Yeah.
Yeah, my good friend Leo. God, I love that guy.
He says to
did
work
you go
with
on
the
mute?
staff, but we get shaft.
Mm-hmm.
Our good friend Leo knows that something needs to be done. So, far be it for me to ask somebody that they might want to weigh in. I'm reticent to do that because I've gotten lazy myself in the last 6 months. And it's more of a self-preservation lazy. I guess that will sum it up. And it's working, So I'm feeling like it's not that I want to step back. It's I want other people to step up and do the simple things. And I don't, I'm thinking if I can light the fuse of something that just gets attention, and like Cheryl did, or like going to Congressman Frank Pallone's house, and I tried everything. It's not.
We need the young people to do it. That's what we need. And you know what?
Because let's write them a song and put it on iTunes.
And
I want to do something like that.
I have the ability to do that, Jim.
I know. I want to somehow find you on a good time when I can come to where you are and I can watch this happen.
I can come to you. I do it on my phone.
Oh, is this going to involve me taking directions of any kind? No, I'm just, it's you know what else too? Since I found out about this through you, this is really big, getting big doing this. Because when I heard, and I don't care if it's somebody pretending to, oh, look what I did, and it's really a promotion. I don't care because it was so familiar. He goes, there was this chord progression I really liked. I've had for a couple of decades, and I didn't seem to be able to do anything with it. And then I could hear it in different ways, And all of a sudden I realized I was going in the wrong direction. In other words, it should be reggae. I didn't know that, or whatever, you know. It's holy crap that you can go, well, if it was going to be a ballad, it would be like this. If it was going to be prog, it'd be like this, man. I mean, you know. And
that's my problem. Was I didn't know what genre to be in. Then I'm like, oh, reggae. Wow. That works.
I like that. When all else fails, it's pretty fun. I don't know. I'm adapted to that, you know. My body likes it. I mean, it's hard not to. I remember a friend of mine, 1978, maybe. He sails a lot. I ended up sailing with him, doing a whole thing. But he came back. He told me about reggae. He'd been to Jamaica, and he said, yeah, you can dance while you're drinking a beer better than any other kind of music,
or you know,
yeah, but basically, and he said it's sort of like the beat is cool. It's like, you know, that gesture when you go like that.
Yeah.
Like,
bouncing to the waves and the music.
But then it was so simple, but I do like that that you favored as well. You know, it is pretty cool. But to see a list of here's the different genres you might want to hear it in, that's where the guy that was testifying how well it worked said that's when he got surprised by what really worked. And I thought of that movie, the Tom Hanks movie, the do that thing you do, the Wonders, spelled O-N-E-D, the Oneaters?
The Oneaters.
Right, yeah, okay, right. Okay, you remember what clicked with them is the song that they became famous for in the movie, it was way slower. And for some reason, the drummer got it up his butt there instead of no, slow. No, what are you doing? That's too fast. That's way too fast. And they're there. So he wasn't going to stop. They had to adapt and conquer, you know, and they did. And they're looking at each other like, wow. And now I'm thinking that's what that guy here with that system is. He wrote these chord progressions and nothing worked. And all of a sudden,
that's what I did today, Jim.
Yeah.
I pulled out the digital recorder. I dropped a track into my little program thing, and then all of a sudden, my 20-something-year-old song that's been sitting right over here in this shelf is now alive.
It came to life.
You know, this is.
I'm listening to it, and I'm like, no, wait a minute, like. That's better than what I originally wanted it to be.
That's exactly what I'm hearing, you know, and that I find fascinating because
it's me playing everything.
Yeah,
it's me.
You know,
a one-man band.
It's not like I haven't tried to write a song. What happens is I write a song and it doesn't move me. You know, it doesn't move me.
You don't feel it.
And, you know, it's not so much how lyrical to be, because I get so frustrated when I got voice recognition on the TV and then I have the sound turned down and somebody's playing a song and these words, it's like, what the fuck? That's bullshit. Yet I'm listening to that bullshit play on a radio or whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's worse than the shit that I don't like that I write. It's like, so it's got to be in the way I perceive the final product, which is like, maybe it's the wrong rhythm. Maybe it's the wrong instruments, you know? Holy crap, it sounds so endless. And
here's the other thing too. I changed the tuning of the song. I went to drop B for one song instead of drop D, and then all of a sudden the song was like so much heavier and like.
That's yeah, I get it. You know,
I mean, it was like night and day.
Well, you know that every other Friday now for I guess going on 7 years that I get together with older brother Rick and younger cousin who plays bass, and we go through a soundboard and we get specific drums to songs we can do. And none of us are musicians, but Rick and me both been playing guitar, and since I went electric like about 8 years ago, it's like it's really under my skin. I'm not a musician. I've got good rhythm, yeah, but together we have a synergy,
Yeah, man.
And the thing is, it'd be really cool for us to do a song that means something to all of us. And no, all these years we couldn't write something for ourselves. It's just, and it's I got to tell you, Rick showed me something decades ago when we were kind of hooked up for a bluegrass band in Florida, and he had all equipment and stuff. And we were sitting there one time, and he was telling me about the words just aren't that important. And, I wasn't being convinced. And I had a newspaper sitting there. There's about 12 people hanging around the house on the porch. And he says, yeah, I'll make up a song. And then, so we had guitars and we're hooked up, amplified. We're playing something. And he starts singing about the orange crop and the failure and the pain it's going to cause people. And there's a newspaper, an article about the orange crop. It'd be below 26 degrees for 4 hours and the crop's gone. That's a big, big deal. So he was taking bits and pieces of it and just singing a song, and damned if they didn't think it was a song. Oh, who sang that? I did. But they didn't have all this. With this here, I need to see how this works.
There's a guy. His name is Ross Dave, and he's got, I think, 2, maybe 3 reggae volumes. It's volume 1, 2, and 3. And all 3 of the albums, he just goes into the Bible right here, and he goes to like the book of John or the book of Matthew or whatever, and then he just reads a passage, and then that's the lyrics for the whole song, the passage. And he's got 3 albums like that.
Wow.
You're killing me here, man.
That's wild.
Wow, it is.
And he gets 45,000 listens a month.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so basically, when we try to do, we play the same songs a lot. And, it's not like if we're going to, we put them on SoundCloud so we can play along with them practicing. But the wheels fall off a lot, and it's fun. Because they get right back on all of a sudden, holy crap, So, but to be able, we have a wheelhouse. It's like the stuff like whole lot of shaking going on. We did 7 years ago, Jerry Lee Lewis, no, without the keyboard. And Cousin John, he's got that bass down, and we had this really good driving sound. Brother Rick and me, we sing harmonies, have been for a long time, and we haven't matched it since in 7 years. It just came out the gate like that, and so we know what our wheelhouse is in songs we could do something with, to have it be a song, a new one about that this is like I want to, hope I'm not having a good dream or something, because this is like,
I'll pinch you, Jim. No
yeah,
worries.
yeah. Seriously, look, I'm going to be 74 in June. I got to get this shit done, man.
Let's get her done.
I don't want this Jimmy came so
Hey,
close.
listen.
He was going to come over.
That's my job. I'm the janitor. I'm here to clean shit up for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well,
The
anyway.
Rolling Stones is still moving and sort of shaking.
They're still rolling.
They're still rolling, yeah.
They're rolling.
Now, they might not be rolling too well without a wheelchair.
Yeah. No, that is the rolling,
That's okay, though. That's okay.
Yep, they got that little joystick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I know I got Cheryl hooked up with one of them so she could get herself across the street to the store. Anyway, the first
God bless
time,
those Acorn Stater lifts.
Yeah, well, if
I have a scooter. I just have a 4-wheel scooter, like when I have to do like long distance walking. But like for short distances, I can walk. It just takes me a minute. But like if I go to these big events, I can't do it. I have to have a scooter. I have no license for it either. It's not good.
Yeah, New Jersey, you need a license for those now.
Do you? I don't know.
Probably.
You could probably get hit with a DUI. I bet you could.
You know, the joystick on a electric
Let's test that theory.
Electric wheelchair. If you go over a stone and it throws you, and you say you have MS and spasticity, and when it does that, your hand goes hard left, and it's Route 37 on a road of a 3-lane freaking highway. So I was like the driving instructor. Well, okay, here, do that, and it happened on the first time just to get over and go shopping. You know, just a long time ago. You know, and so yeah, that didn't work, and I did end up using that, pushing her in the wheelchair, which was weird because when I walked across the state pushing the wheelchair, I did it twice the second time. It was an electric wheelchair, you know, and I thought, oh man,
that's gonna be heavy.
It's like I didn't have the battery in it because I was just pushing it. But if I had the battery in it and I'm on Route 33 and it's like 3 a.m. and there's no cars around, I'm really tired. Now I could have gone zooming down the road, you know, and then comes a car, hopped out and started pushing it, you know. The pain.
Now, is it harder to push an electric wheelchair than a standard wheelchair?
Oh yeah. The wheels being smaller, but also this one had like a tire that wasn't fully. I mean, wasn't even that inflated. So.
Of course.
That must have been a smooth ride.
No, you know what it was?
That 3-wheel motion.
You know, the surreal nature of being on the road going across New Jersey at 33, where it's farmland. When there's no cars coming by, it's like being on a treadmill of some sort. It's really slow moving. You don't notice the scenery change, but it does. And then when there's a hill and a car coming from near the side, because some of it's a little rolling, it's not real flat, you hear it, but you see the headlights above you cutting through the sky. And as the car gets further, they come down and they come down, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a car, you know? And
hopefully it doesn't make that noise and hit you.
Yeah. Well, it was the police that would stop along the way and like, what are you doing? And they figured it out real quick. And guy gave me glow sticks, you know, so I didn't get hit. But he never used them. So he said, I can give you some of these. Went to the trunk and he cracked one and shook it. And he goes, I don't know, man. It's defective.
I don't know, man.
Maybe it's defective. So he throws it down, and I don't make any jokes like, you're littering, that's illegal, you know. He threw it down. And then another one, he's like, well, we've never really used these, so I don't know what's going on. And I did. They started glowing like landing lights over in the weeds. And I had at this crossroads. How do you say, by the way, man, you screwed up, you know, you wasted all of my things I could have had in my back pocket, you know. Oh, fuck, what's wrong with me?
A lot.
Yeah, I know. I just need to be that person coming up for a little while. I got to do what I got to do, and then I can step back and take it the fuck away, people. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got a plan. You know.
I know you do.
I go crazy with that one, and I'm hoping I don't have to do anything because maybe the log jam starts to clear up. Do you know that Vingo Paul wrote to Jeff King in March of last year? meaning he wrote to me because I was being Jeff King and Jeff funneled it in. You know, that was weird in itself. But he was all exasperated and going, I want to speak at a rally! Exclamation point. Yeah, in an email. Okay. So we started trying to do everything we could and get other people involved and everything. And then we were meeting with the guy on the staff, doing phone conversations. I think we did a Zoom meeting. And it's another March, and he hasn't spoke at a rally, you know. And at one time, he got mad at me, thinking I was questioning his desire to get this done. And I don't know how to tell him, but Jesus, guy, 4 years, and you haven't figured out a way to get it done. Yeah.
What are we paying you for?
Well, but the thing is, yeah,
right?
I still get crap and for the way that we view Scutari, because Sativa Cross, meaning Lefty and me both like to irritate him, you know, because I say I give more credit than anybody else does. I say that he would not do something just to piss us off back. In other words, well, I was gonna bring it up. No, he would never do that. So stop thinking that, because that buys into it. That's his way of winning, that you think that. And I can't convince advocates without naming people. I can't convince people that Rotary is not real popular with a lot of advocates, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wrote him a song. We should release it.
Man. Well, yeah, man. Basically, I'm going to find out a way to describe a genre that I could really do something with a song. And our band, we've only played one time in public, and that was at the State House like 4 years ago. Jeff was there. Jeff Oakes was there. And, we got video and shit like that. And that was the day we named ourselves the Homegirl Society Band, because it just had a good ring. Got a picture out by the State House annex thing with our unplugged guitars and stuff, you know, for an album cover. But anyway, it would be really cool to have something.
We'll play him a song. We'll play him a song on this date. I'll get one ready for him. Maybe we could even have it released on iTunes and Spotify, and then plaster it on the State House.
I think both Brother Rick and Cousin John would love to take on something that we know we could do that meant something like this. And if it's something that
I just need 7 business days to get it live.
Wow, that's like no time at all. That's a blink of an eye to songwriting.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how long it took mine to go live, 7 days, and then it was live everywhere, all 150 sites.
I did write a song, and I did write a song probably 25 years ago that I was really starting to like, and then I realized it was the exact same chords as another song, a Leonard Skinner song, like Tuesday's Gone with the Wind, I think it was.
Let me tell you something, Jim. I listened to a lot of reggae this past weekend, and I listened to 15 different songs by different artists, and they all had the same chord progression.
Yeah. I'm good with
the same, EADG, like just the same 3 chords, just maybe they played it 1 note longer. Maybe this one was,
Well, look, George Thorogood, I think, dealt with that really good. Went with Kathy to see him, and Atlantic City, I think. And his banter is like, now, I hear a lot, sometimes people tell me, George, that new song, it sounds a lot like your last song. And so, how do you like my last song? I like it just fine. Well, there you go. And I thought that was a shortcut. It was good,
You're not wrong.
And no, not wrong at all. But to have just one hey, I would like one to be able to copy. And I'll tell you one thing about George Thorogood people might not know. At the end of the concert, he started giving out guitar picks after it was over. So people were up there and getting, and he did that. And I was, figuring, I don't know, I'm that kind of lazy, but hanging out because I didn't want to walk out till everybody's gone. And he ran out of picks. Then maybe a minute later, he came back out with more. Now that meant a lot to me that he did his part. And it's guitar picks, people give them to him. And he spent doing that. And, and being from Delaware, he had quite a receptive audience. It's not that far to Atlantic City from Delaware. So. Oh, this
We're in Delaware.
So
Joe Biden rest area.
so I see the April 20th, 11/11.
Yeah, man.
New Jersey State House.
Hey.
Yep.
Now, that's a Monday or Tuesday or something.
It's Monday.
Monday. Okay.
420 is on a Monday this year.
Monday.
There are celebrations going on all weekend. I'm going to be at an event on Friday the 17th over in Staten Island.
Nice.
On Saturday, I'm going to be at the dispensary takeover. Anybody going to that?
No.
I don't know.
There's going to be like 70 vendors there between dispensaries and brands.
I don't have money for vendors. They can put money in my pocket, but I can't put money in there.
No, they're not selling. They're just tables,
Oh.
It is consumption friendly, so, they'll be giving out shit.
Yeah. My bedroom's consumption friendly, too.
Back in the normal conferences, we went to 2000 and 2001. We were in Washington, D.C. And where do you smoke there? Well, they got the
bathroom.
I think it was the 4th floor and above. The motel was all normal. So yeah, people were smoking in the rooms, and it was like smelled like a college dormitory, and everything was fine. But then when it came down to where we were meeting, it's a different story. So what they did is, in any the area motel where you would want to drive a vehicle into, where you would have a venue, a nice big open, not with seating, just a big open room that they had their stuff going on in. So when you walked out the 2 doors, the hallway outside, across that was a ramp down into the parking garage, which is where we could smoke. So people were walking over there, going through them doors, and there's a ramp going down, and with the lighting and the amount of smoke down there, it was like hell. I mean, it was like you were walking. It was so weird, But I wish I had pictures of that, But anyway, stuff like that. You come away knowing things you didn't know when you got there, and not so much cannabis, but how Eric Sterling, the head of the criminal justice policy, how he danced.
Do not start.
You find out how people, when they get a good buzz going, and you got a band going,
do it.
How they start dancing, and to see Eric Sterling, who is also really the main mentor for students for sensible drug policy then. And he just went out and was doing this mosh pit like dance, all by himself. And he's the most respectable. You'd never picture somebody for doing that. And then I realized why the kids loved him so much. He was a big one himself. And he was on the team that when Charlotte and I broke the law there, and that we met all at once, as well as Dr. Dennis Petro. My God, when we showed there, this Dr. Dennis Petro, I mean, I knew he was going to be there, but he was the neurologist who was the leading researcher about cannabis relative to multiple sclerosis, a neurologist that he was. And it was just so cool to meet him, because I used a lot of what he did to explain shit to people. I tried to explain to the DMS Society. And the fun part was getting to know him. Wasn't that is like, I mean, there wasn't the room they got. They didn't get how sick Cheryl was and had a wheelchair. What the fuck? So I had to carry her upstairs to a renovated 3-room hotel. And I had to carry her up and down the hallway and into a room where everybody was waiting because we were 20 minutes late. And I had to plop her down on the bed before saying hi to people. You know?
Hi.
Yeah, and when I did that, Cheryl, my back hurt, and I went, oh. And Cheryl went, oh, I'm sorry, honey. That was the first thing they all saw. Her apologizing for my back and all. So this neurologist comes over and says, Jim, you mind if I examine Cheryl? You know, and I said, bedside manner, dude. She's right here. And so that's the first thing I did was insult Dr. Petro for talking about her in front of her, you know. But anyway, then I turned around. I got to meet everybody, you know, and it was really cool because he was talking quietly to Cheryl, and he stood up, and we all stopped talking, and he went, it's not good. And then before he could turn around, very softly, she went, oh, I'll be okay. It was like, it was like, but it's really
she's just like, yeah.
You know, but anyway, yeah, I just want, you know, I guess because it's in my head, because, you know, it was like.
Did they set the fire alarm off at the building?
Yeah.
They did? Wow.
No, in the motel.
In the motel, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it was. We got upgraded to a better motel when we left after being arrested, and it worked out great. We went back to the Hyatt something, maybe I think it was something. You'd know the name. It was a really good one. And instead of this other place we met in that we left from that day, so I had to go back and get our stuff while she was there, you know. And then when I got back, and funny thing is, on the way down the stairs with all her stuff, I said, fuck this to the stairs. I ain't never doing this shit again. So there we are. And we're in that, and we're on the 3rd floor. We're smoking quite a bit, and we had the towel under the doorway or whatever, you know. We're doing that, and then fire alarm, and it was pretty loud. It wasn't like beep, beep, beep. It was a blare. You know, you knew yeah, you knew what it was right away. And over the intercom, they mentioned the 3rd floor. We're like, oh fuck, you know. So anyway, yeah, there was a really huge lobby area because it was that kind of motel. There was a couch that nobody was sitting in yet, a sofa. Yeah, I mean, cool looking chairs, you know. And there were people hanging around. So I let Cheryl down there, and it was just weird. Because you can't use the elevator. So this was 45 minutes after I said, hey, never doing this shit again, carrying her up and downstairs. And now we're going downstairs, and I felt like, did I cause this somehow? And the cherry on top was we were down there, and then all of a sudden, it was kind of quiet. One of the elevators had that little thing, ding, 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 what floor it was on. And it was on the third floor elevator, started to ding, and then a 2, and then security goes over to like jump on who the fuck is this on an elevator coming down after we were quite goddamn clear. And the door opened at the same time. Mike Crowitz came down. He had an arm crutch and he's hobbling as quick as he could, you know. And at the time the door opened, and it was a wheelchair they were ready to pounce on without anybody there. And then Mike came over to get it, and they started yelling at him. And it was just so cool. He looked them right in their face and went, wow, the noise was so loud for the fire alarm. It confused me. Sorry. Oh, okay. You know, magical time. Anyway, I got to think sometimes, you know, if what's going on now, not getting a bill heard, happened when Cheryl was doing her thing, it'd be a different story. It would have been a different freaking story, you know. So
I set the fire alarm off in a hotel.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Yeah.
They cleared the whole hotel.
Were there other people in the room that you were in at the time? Or
Oh yeah.
okay, yeah. Well,
I was sitting there with my headphones on, just waiting, and the fire department comes up. He's like, "You didn't hear the fire alarm going off?" I was like, "No, I did. I was the one that set it off."
Oh, that's right. That's right. I have a Cheech and Chong movie. That's pretty cool.
He's like, that's going to cost you, right? I was like, I'm sure. That's why I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
I got to take off, guys. It's going on 9.
Yeah.
This concludes our podcast.
Whoa!
That
was good.
Our podcast.
That was good.
Yeah. You know what? Lefty had the power, but Johnny had the cadence. I mean, and the sound. I'm the referee. They were both good. I would be embarrassed to try.
Well, thank you, Mad Hatter. Are we still thanking Mad Hatter? Why the fuck are we thanking Mad Hatter for?
I don't know what's happening with Mad Hatter.
I don't know. I think we're done. We need a new video.
Yes, please.
I think we're done.
Come on, let's redo one. Let's do one.
Yeah, it's a shit show. It's been a shit show. It's a continuous shit show.
Well, here's some toilet paper.
I did talk to Hugh Giordano today, our friend from the UFCW.
360.
He was just in Louisiana organizing. He goes all over the country. He's amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
did his crew go with him?
He's got a crew, man. He's got an.
Why didn't he fix home first before he went to Louisiana? Damn it!
Stop it, Johnny.
All right.
When we allows us to gather at their place there, they got ashtrays on the tables. Ashtrays on the tables, not for cigarettes.
So what did he have to say?
One thing we spoke about. I always call Hugh for union issues because I'm a union person myself for many years, and so I talked to Hugh about a lot of stuff. One thing at these grow facilities, they don't get free samples. The bud tenders won't get free samples, but the growers and the producers, the manufacturers, packaging, they get nothing. Nothing, no swag, no hats, no shirts, no nothing. So I talked to Hugh about it, and he says, well, this is an issue when the contract comes up in the summer. So that could be negotiated into the contract if enough people come up to them and say so, because there's surveys that go out. They say, what do you need? What does the union need? And everybody usually says, everything's great. And then a month later, they'll come back and say, hey, we need this, we need this. And they're like, well, you have to fill out the survey. And the surveys are important. So they have to negotiate.
And be honest. Be honest.
Mm-hmm. So it should be fair and equitable sharing of all the swag and all the weed, the tons of weed that they work on every day. And they can't get any of it. Give them a couple of friggin' pre-rolls, really? Nothing? Like, wow, nothing. The more people I talk to in this industry, the more I hear like bullshit. The more greedy a lot of these companies are. Just give them a tithing.
Yeah.
I wish I was surprised.
I'll take a tithing instead of a tithing.
Yeah.
Just a little tithing.
Yeah.
A little tithing.
Okay. Well, I will see you all on Thursday. Today's Tuesday, right?
You want to see you?
Yeah, keep me posted. Let me know.
I will
Farmer Tom. Yeah,
tomorrow, maybe tomorrow afternoon or evening, I will get my butt down there, and you can freeze it though. You can freeze it now, and I'll take it home frozen. This way, it's frozen.
And I've got some freezer Ziploc bags so that you could cut it up because they're big pans.
Bet you do, because I know what you put in those big Ziploc bags. Lots of weed. I know.
All right, guys. Have a great night, and I will see you all on Thursday.
Liz lights up. Liz lights up. Liz lights up.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mad Hatter. Oh, jeez. Take the Mad Hatter off the list. You're off the list. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
I'm going to edit tonight.
Yeah. We could put them on the list of ode to remembrance.
I'm moving down the list. Oh my God, you guys are fucking sick. That's the darkest humor I've ever heard in my life. That is inappropriate. Too fucking soon. Fuck you.
I gotta look at the replay. I'll bet you smiled.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'm adding Mad Hatter to the fucking list.
Damn it, we broke the streak. Damn it.
See, that would soften the blow from hearing all the ones before it and letting that.
Well, if you're gonna do that, then put Ice Cube's dispensary on that list too.
We could have two separate.
Or iced tea. Sorry, not Ice Cube. Iced tea. Sorry. Maybe it's lemonade. I don't know what their names are.
Well, we could make up an ode to remembrance for those. Do that first, because then we can bring it all down from there. You know,
an ode to the dispensaries.
Yeah, the dispensaries that didn't last to see the light at the end of their tunnel.
I need 5 minutes to do this. Okay, CMMNJ, UFCW, Arlo Glass, Oprah Machine, and sativacross.org. And our list begins. Thanks for making me laugh before this list, because I need. I appreciate that. When that usually happens, I appreciate it. But that was some dark shit. That was some dark shit, bro. Doing a little too much.
Hey, look, man, I'm back, and I need to be back for a couple of months. I got to assume the character that would have said that 2 decades ago and not thought about it.
All right. Our list begins with Mad Hatter.
Oh, that is absolutely the way to go. and the whole backdrop has just blank building.
That was legend.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cheryl would have left.
Who?
Cheryl would have laughed. Yeah. She laughed at the head detective on In Living Color, which was just a head, you know. and she laughed at Handyman, the superhero, Damon Wayans. Handyman! And he'd go and trip out of a window at the end of the hall like he was up and down, you know. And Cheryl laughed till tears came down her eyes, you know. So I got to say, yeah, would have approved of Mad Hatter. I mean, I'm sorry for Mad Hatter, but look, you know, knowing them as we do, that's fitting. That's fitting. The Mad Hatter, the rabbit hole. You know, they went down the rabbit hole. Sorry. They were in the rabbit hole. I don't know. I never watched Alice in Wonderland. I know the story.
Sabina Rose.
No.
Diane. Gracie. Cindy Mae. Marie. Jack. Joan. Randy. Holly. Bill. Chad. Jeremy. Colette. Matt. Troy. Russ. Roger. Jay. Ella. Patty. Jackie. Anthony. Jake. Armando. Felicia. Lynn. Dan. Sean. Joyce. Lori. Frank. Brian. Flo. Carl. Paul. Frank. Lorraine. Cherry. Charlotte. Cher. Jaybird. Michael. Marley. Colette. Brendan. Red. Rico. Lou. Becky. Yolanda. Chip. Paul. Lisa. Marcus. Gary. Julie. Wayne. Laxi. Joe Marie. Jeff.
We miss them all.
See you Thursday, boys and girls.
Sure. Farmer Tom on Thursday.
Farmer Tom. See you Thursday.
All right.
They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Thank you.